Warning, this podcast contains lots of spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Seen on TV podcast for Game of Thrones, Season 7, Episode 1, Dragonstone. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me, same as last year, is Cleo and John and Pat and Michelle.
Hello!
It's been a minute.
It's been a bit.
Heck yeah.
A minute. Yeah, we'll go with a minute.
We do so many different podcasts, and this one only comes around once a year.
Mm-hmm.
This one definitely feels like weirder than everything else.
It feels weirder because this is the short one. I mean, our next shortest podcast was is usually American Horror Story, which is 13 episodes, and everything else is like 20-something. We so rarely have it, so it's like once a year, little 10-week blurge.
Yeah, even Walking Dead is like 16 now.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Is this is a shorter season of Game of Thrones, right? It's only 7 episodes?
Yeah, this is 7 or 8 and then 7 next year, I think.
7's next, yeah.
So this is even a shorter little stint.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this episode opened way better than I could have hoped for. Now, I was confused at first, just for a brief 30 seconds where I thought, oh, we're getting a flashback to before Arya murdered this motherfucker?
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh no.
So this was the feast he had before Arya, murdered him. And then just the way he's talking, I'm like, oh, she can take the disguise of people of dead people. Is that Arya? No, this is still a flashback. That's Lord. No, that's Arya. And I just flip-flopped about 10 times, and...
No, John knew right away, and...
Can I tell you something? As soon as the camera panned onto his face, I was like, "Hi, Arya. How are you?"
Yeah, he said it immediately, and I was
One
like...
else.
I mean, the idea was there, but there was...
A friend of ours, and he said it automatically, and I'm like, no, I don't think so, maybe...
Like,
and then as soon as he was like, no, don't drink the wine, I'm not wasting it on you, I was like, and yeah, it's poison.
Yeah, that was the... That, as soon as he said, he started distributing the wine, that's when it really sunk in, okay, that's gotta be Arya.
Well, no one
when he
does
called
shot
them cowards.
for it.
Yeah,
It's
true.
not poison.
Very true. So, House Frey is pretty much decimated.
Yeah, there's nothing left.
2 girls, 2 women.
Oh no! How many? He had all those daughters, and then he had all those wives. So all the women are left. I want the women to pick up the banner and be like, "We're just gonna
survive.
Thanks.
We're gonna be.
Yeah, thanks.
That's cool. We're just gonna chill here. And that's it.
Well, no, because the problem is that any other minor kingdom will just be like, all right, great, we're going to take over.
Well, they'd want to take over because they have the bridge. They have, the biggest bridge that crosses one of the biggest rivers.
And I mean, they don't even need to stay there. I just want, there to be this roving band of women with the Frey banner just...
It's all right, we're going to do this.
Just doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even have to be fighting. I don't think any of them can fight, but...
Kicking asses and taking names.
Yeah.
No.
So, Arya's body count goes from under a dozen to about 5 dozen in 10 seconds flat.
Mm-hmm.
So she's on a murder rampage. And speaking of murder rampage, later in the episode... This really wasn't a murder rampage, but...
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, in her travels, she runs into a squad of Lannister soldiers. In, the Crimson Cloak and the Lion Shoulder Guards and all that stuff. And...
Ed Sheeran!
I was going to say,
Ed Sheeran,
yeah, Ed Sheeran singing a song.
I guess he always wanted to be in the show, from what I've heard.
Yeah, he was a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Arya's a fan of his, so...
And...
I know, it's cute.
Yeah.
Maisie
Williams is a fan of his. And they did a big fan service for people, book goers. It was a song that was written about Tyrion and Shay in the books.
Oh.
And people are kind of thinking, I was reading a couple of opinions of it, People are kind of thinking that's foreshadowing that Jaime's gonna kill Cersei.
Yes. I agree. We thought that that was gonna happen before.
Yeah, we were talking about that this
song
weekend.
Seems to like
this.
confirm it.
Yeah.
Last year, I think we predicted it for this season.
That was the hint, because essentially what Cersei did is what Jaime killed the Mad King for thinking about doing.
Yeah.
For threatening to do.
Like, oh, hey, now you just did it. All right, that's it.
So that's strike one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big strike.
It is, but it's still his sister, and I think it's gonna have to get a little worse before he takes his sword to her.
Mm-hmm. So.
Well, he's also looking to like marry off just to get an army.
Right, and that
may be strike two.
That may be strike two. Now, one of the big things here is, this was touched upon on the show. I'm not sure how. It was like a season or two ago. That whole scene with Cersei as a child going to that witch and getting like her future told to her.
Yeah.
Part of that prophecy.
Wasn't that last season?
That might have been the beginning of last season.
I think it was season 5.
Season before.
Okay.
That was the season where the daughter dies at the end.
Yes.
Right.
So part of that prophecy, and I don't know if they actually went into this detail on the show or not yet, was that she would die at the hands of her younger brother. So she always assumed Tyrion, which is one of her biggest like drives to hate Tyrion, that he's going to be her death.
But
small tidbit.
Jaime popped out first.
No, small tidbit. Jaime's younger than her by a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So either of them, and that's something she probably didn't process.
Yeah.
Well, she also probably didn't think so because it's her like love. They, you know.
They've done the extreme nasty.
Yeah.
Yes.
They bore 3 children, you know.
Yes.
Which is something he brings up. He's like, you're not talking about Tommen, who literally just killed himself.
No.
You should probably talk about that.
Yeah, we should probably get that out there. And she's just like, nope. He betrayed me.
No, you like drove him to suicide.
Take those feelings and push them real down.
Real far.
Don't feel, conceal.
Like,
and maybe you can learn to shoot force lightning like you're supposed to. Emperor Palpatine Cersei.
That's pretty much her outfit.
That's right. You said you wanted the Imperial Death March to play when she was coming out.
It would have been more appropriate.
It really would have.
Someone on the internet probably did that already, and it's probably great.
Well, they played like an even creepier version of the Reigns of Castamere, so I think that's pretty appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
It's much slower.
Yeah, just when I thought that fucking song can't get any creepier.
Oh, I love that song.
I do too. So well done.
It makes me anxious now.
Oh, well, yeah, no.
Yeah, I think it makes everybody anxious. Like, there's people hiding with crossbows in the rafters.
He's like, oh.
Ah! Anyway, her plan is apparently to invite Euron Greyjoy and his crazy-eyed wonderness and his fleet of, that was a really, for an island with no trees whatsoever, he got a lot of ships built in a real short amount of time.
Well, that's what.
Turn around.
We mentioned that too.
Yeah, that's what Jamie was saying. Jamie was saying they go and they steal the shit that they don't have the, wherewithal to make. So they probably stole all of that wood from
somebody.
Yeah, somebody.
A year and a half. It took them like maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn quick. I'll give them
that. They stole
that.
a whole lot of wood.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
mean,
time passed, obviously.
Yeah, and I get that that's their livelihood, building ships. Like, they're good at it. They're probably among the best at it.
Mm-hmm.
But even that's kind of fast. Anywho.
Well, they didn't I feel like last time we saw Euron, he was telling all the people, take the wood out of your houses. Let's strip everything we have for wood, and then we'll go get some more.
Replace it with rocks.
Yeah.
Then pray.
Well, they're probably not going back to the Iron Islands anytime soon, because they...
Yeah. But, Euron tries to lay on the charm, schmooze his way in, and probably the most shocking line of the episode was, "I refuse your proposal."
That was not shocking.
Okay, maybe
She
not.
wants an army, but she's not stupid. She's not just gonna roll over for Euron. She knows he's a snake.
True. Well, as he puts it, I will return with a suitable gift.
Which is if you're going to court a queen, why would you not come with an expensive gift? Like, what? Who are you?
Oh, he's the way he put it, a one-of-a-kind gift, like a gift, you know, worthy, blah, blah, blah. He's going to go try and kidnap Tyrion.
Yep.
Yo!
After that
He's
whole...
gonna catch Tyrion, and you know what's going to happen? He's not going to succeed.
No.
That whole speech with, you know, loved ones betraying you and family and all that stuff, he is going to go try to kidnap Tyrion.
Mm.
That will go.
Or at least kill him and bring his head to her. I mean, that would be a close second.
I want Greyjoy to stab him.
You want Theon to stab his uncle?
Euron, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be awesome.
No, I
Well,
think Tyrion's going to eat him.
I doubt he will, because
Probably not.
I really don't know how I see that going exactly right now. Because we got so little. I mean, really, that's how the episode ended, with just Daenerys coming home, and it was like 7 minutes of silence as she landed on the beach and walked into the castle, and I'm thinking, Cersei, Jaime, you guys knew she'd be landing at Dragonstone. Hide a couple of assassins somewhere. Like, as she walks in, have them pop out and stab her. Bam, so problem solved.
Well, I feel like they only just figured out she's landing at Dragonstone. I think she'll be set up by the time they think of sending anybody over there.
Well, here's the other thing, too,
They
is
were
that
so
you
focused
have...
on things landing at that point.
And I'm probably jumping the gun on our notes, but we have our friend who's found the research that at Dragon's Keep?
Dragonstone, yeah.
Dragonstone, that's where the dragon glass is.
Mm-hmm.
So John's going to be going there very shortly.
Or he's going to be wanting to go there. And, Stannis did, mention that to Sam. Like, dragonglass, like, we got tons of it. We don't do anything with it.
Yeah, that is information we've had, but it, that was the word of Stannis, who
is dead now.
And now we're putting the 2 and 2 together, and
concrete information.
He's gonna be down. I can bet you more than anything he's gonna be down there and pretty much say flat out to Daenerys, I don't care what you do. I need the dragon glass to kill.
There's some really nasty shit about to come over the through or over the wall. I need that, please.
May I borrow a dragon?
And yeah, so let's get to Jon. He's laying out a lot of decrees, and I keep forgetting that he's now technically king up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just, for whatever reason, I can't adjust to that. I just see him, he's the dude in charge, because, he has been for a while, but now he's technically a king.
Well, yeah, because they all kind of voted, with the push of Liliana, they all kind of voted him in as king.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, he lays down some pretty good ground rules. Find dragon glass wherever it is, mine it, make weapons. Great.
Man the wall.
Train all men and women aged 10 to 60 in combat.
Everybody fighting.
And
I loved where the dude was just like, no, I'm not going to put a sword in my daughter's hand, and Liliana's like, fuck that.
It's like, I'm not going to put a spear in my granddaughter's hand, and then she just, completely emasculates a room full of grown, warriors.
For the third time.
Oh, I
She's
know.
done that 3 times.
Yep, gotta love that part,
She's
and then you gotta
great.
love on top of it the whole 2 families that betrayed them, being like, nope, you know what? I'm not taking their land. Here, bow to us, or that's it.
The young.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is where some interesting tension comes up, because, Sansa's had a good point. The castles didn't do anything. We're going to need them. So give them to new families. But as Jon put it, he's like, I'm not going to punish kids for crimes their father committed.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, Jon's kind of level-headed and reasonable that way. Sansa's all like, they betrayed us, burn their house to the ground, kill all their family members, and salty,
No, that's not what Sansa said. Sansa didn't want to burn the castle.
No, sure, right. She didn't want to burn the castle.
she
I'm
just
being
wanted
metaphorical.
she wants to reward loyalty
Hmm.
And be a
punish-
dick to children.
She's
Yeah, okay, that's the part I don't agree with, but I think they're both looking at it from different angles.
Hmm.
Well,
John's definitely looking at it with the human angle, and Sansa's looking at it with the political angle.
And Littlefinger's sitting in the back there, just going, "Ooh, a way in. I have it."
Cersei even said, or Sansa even said she was influenced a heavily amount by Cersei, so I could see why he's kind of like, you know what, no.
She learned from him.
You
Him,
did this.
her. She learned from her. Jesus,
Yeah.
wow.
I mean, and I get kind of what she's saying, but John's of the perspective that everyone else should be of, that politics don't really fucking matter right now.
No, yes.
There is white death
Sansa,
coming from the north. We're done.
Sansa also doesn't 100% believe that the real threat is to the north.
No.
Right, and
No one really does.
like
Yeah.
her argument, after the whole thing, when she's talking to Jon alone, her whole thing is, there's nothing between us and Cersei. There's a wall still between the Night King and us. And he's like, I've seen the Night King, I've seen the Army of the Dead. If you saw it, you'd be thinking of nothing else right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, little girl, like Sansa, you'd have probably shit yourself and hid in your room for a week if you saw that.
Probably.
I
but-
think
now
season one Sansa.
Yes,
yeah.
like season 1 through 3, Sansa would have definitely done that, but
Yeah, even now, I mean, she's probably doesn't think that.
I mean-
I don't know. After her whole thing with Ramsay Bolton, she
But-
might be like, okay.
Jon does have a great point. I mean, military-wise, army-wise, the Lannisters are not a threat. They're a southern army.
No allies.
Right, well, they have no allies. They're also a southern army. Winter just hit.
Middle
they-
of winter. They're going to pull a Napoleon.
They're going to
like
pull a Napoleon. They're going to pull
a Hitler.
a Hitler.
Like,
They're going to pull and everybody who tried to invade Russia in the winter in the history of the world.
Yep.
And,
Never get into a land battle in Asia.
right, exactly. So, they have no hope of taking the North right now, and Jon, I think, realizes that. Yeah, Sansa's got another point, she'll destroy you, whether she sends assassins or, small raiding parties or who knows what. But,
Well, let's also bring up the fact he already died once.
true.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of death again.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it. That's all he's saying. Look,
Yeah.
you want to try? Bring it. I know this guy's coming soon, so, yeah, I'm going to deal with him first.
Yeah, I'm going to deal with him first, and I really don't care much about Cersei, because if we fail to stop the Night King, she's dead anyway.
Yeah. We're all dead.
Mm-hmm. So,
There's... Oh, before we move on.
go ahead.
There's something Sansa said that I think is really important in terms of the differences between Jon and her.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about Ned, and she was like, he wanted to protect his daughters from
Yeah.
all that stuff. He made you learn, look at this guy I'm executing, blah, blah, all that stuff. He shielded, like, Sansa and
He never cursed
Arya
in front of
from
him.
that. And he kind of, gave them the two girls a huge disadvantage
Mm-hmm.
over all the boys.
It's true.
Yeah. Pretty much. So Sam's job is utter shit.
Oh, God.
Literally.
Now that was a scene and a half. It's like they
The
made
soup started looking like poo, and I
the
just
poo
couldn't watch
started
anymore.
looking like soup, and
Like, did I just eat and the same and shit the same?
I love that they made a music out of him emptying chamber pots, scrubbing chamber pots, pouring, ladling soup, and retching. And they
Yeah.
made a little song out of it.
I poop and I clean and I...
Someone, the guy who thought that up is sitting there just giggling to himself like a lunatic.
Yeah,
Like, as that
yeah,
aired to
for
the
sure.
world. Like, oh, that scene's on right now.
He's like, haha.
But, I mean, he's low on the totem pole. I guess that's
Yeah.
what they have them do while they're learning.
Yeah, you gotta work your way up,
Uh-huh.
basically.
But he doesn't have time to work his way up. He needs the information now. He's
Yes,
not
he
an
does.
idiot. He's well read.
Very, the library felt very Harry Potter.
It
The
did.
restricted section.
The restricted section. I mean, speaking of Harry Potter, he gets Professor Slughorn to believe him.
Was that
That
was
was
the actor?
Slughorn. And it was the guy from
Okay.
Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
100%.
What?
100%.
Oh, I'm surprised.
You must have lost weight or something, because he looks different.
He did. I think you're right about that.
He sounded like him. You're right. Okay. All right.
Well,
Because at first I was like, is that him? And I was like, no, it can't be.
little thinner, little scragglier. But yeah, that was him. Hey, Sam gets him to believe him.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's very level-headed. You know, like, there's only one reason for your grating obsession, and that's that you actually saw them. Like, and you know, saw what you say you saw.
Mhm.
But at the same time,
No one else is going to believe
the
him.
world hasn't ended.
Well, yeah, as he put it, you know, everybody thought the world was going to end when Aegon came across the sea with dragons, and the world didn't end, it went on. People thought the world was going to end when King Robert rebelled. It didn't end, it's still going. And, you know, people thought the world was surely going to end, you know, during the long night, and it didn't end, it kept going. So he's of the opinion, you know, bad shit's going to happen, but the world's going to keep on spinning.
Yeah.
And we're
And I
here to
think-
make sure we remember all that bullshit.
Yeah. I think the problem with that is, yeah, you see it and you read it in your book, you remember it, but you don't know all of it.
Mhm.
Like, I think the problem is that the wall is poorly manned because people don't think there's any threat up there, that the wall doesn't need to be manned,
Yeah.
you know, over all these years. Because it's been fine, so it'll keep being fine. We don't need to send that many people.
It's like, what do you got? A couple of tribes of wildlings, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh, that's easily manageable, but
Mm-hmm.
not the reason the wall was built in the first place.
ew.
But I mean, we mentioned earlier that Sam found books on dragonglass. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
little sneaky shit, stealing a maester's keys and going in there.
I love it.
Oh, I was clenched the whole time, like, Sam took a cut. Took a cut.
I know, but I was like, good for him.
Yeah, someone's gonna go in there and look for the book and find it missing.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think someone's going to read the Raven he's going to send.
Maybe
And
that.
then they're going to be like, where'd you get that information?
Mhm.
It's a book you shouldn't have. But either way, he's going to get caught. Like, there's no way. Sam's good, but...
So, and then there's that last scene with Sam of him walking down the hallway doing his feeding people job. And I know, exactly my reaction. I'm just thinking this whole time, like, are they prisoners? Is that why he's being so quick? He's afraid one of them's going to be an asshole to him? And I'm like, oh, one guy's coughing. I'm like, are they sick? And then, you know, the hand comes out and you hear a very familiar voice, and I'm like, oh, I forgot Jorah was sick.
Yeah.
It seems to be both. You know, they're probably all sick,
Mhm.
but they are prisoners. They've been locked up.
Well, because they're they're quarantined. They're a menace to
Yeah.
public health.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially if stone scale is as contagious as we're led to believe it is.
I was so afraid,
Yeah.
like, he touched Sam trying to, like, get his attention. I'm like, no, Sam, no.
Hmm. But his whole thing, like, has she come yet? Has Daenerys showed up? It's like, I haven't heard anything. You know, really scary diseased man who almost touched me.
Please
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, please don't touch Sam, sir.
Yes, no.
Hello.
Anybody else. Literally almost anybody else.
Love him.
I'm a touchy Sam. Mhm.
He's the goodest boy on the show.
I like that,
It's fine.
oh gosh, what's her name? And Little John are living with him. What's her name?
Oh, Gilly.
Gilly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mhm.
Gilly and Little John are living with him.
Mm-hmm.
little boy.
Yeah, yeah.
So cute.
I was afraid that they might not let that happen, and I'm glad it did.
I don't think they did. I think that's like a secret apartment he's got them held up at. Because I'm pretty sure he's supposed to, like, be living in the Citadel, you know, as a trainee or something. But
I
you
mean,
know
it
what?
looks like the same building. The stonework looked the same.
Oh, it's the same town. He's still in Old Town, but, like, they showed the Citadel way off in the distance.
Oh, I missed
Yeah,
that.
so they're probably just in Old Town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a pretty big city.
Okay.
Anyway, on to the Hound and his trip down feeling new emotions lane.
Oh, I felt so bad.
Guilt and regret
I know.
and
It's like, that's remorse,
remorse. Yeah.
Sir Clegane. That is what that feels like. Well, he's technically not a knight.
Emotions.
Yeah, emotions. It's like,
Like, I would never see these people again. And now it's like, okay.
but he knew what was, like, he pretty much knew what was going to happen to those people when he left them there.
hmm
Like, he knew they were going to die, but now he actually sees it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because he didn't care then.
Mm-hmm.
He left with the money, never had to think about it again.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he
Now
actually
he's
slay
being
the
forced to.
father? Didn't he?
Yeah, he slayed the
In an
father.
altercation in season.
He really wounded the father. The father wasn't quite dead when they left him.
He wounded him in such a way that, in that day and age, he was dead.
Yeah.
Like, even if he had prompt medical attention, he was dead in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
figure.
honestly, I think he was just lame. Like he couldn't work the fields. Like that was a farm, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his ability to do his job, and they had no money. Because
In a way, doing them a favor, sort of. In a way.
Mm,
Yeah.
Giving them
So,
a lot of suffering.
kind of, not really.
yeah. So they had, the father wound up killing his daughter and then himself.
Yes.
with a knife, which, oof,
Oh yeah.
hard to make that one quick.
Yeah.
Nope.
Unless the daughter killed herself. No, I
I
don't know.
doubt that.
Yeah,
No.
she was really young.
She was young.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he finally feels remorse. Has a good speech with Lord Dundarian and Thoros about, why the hell does, he keep coming back to life.
Mhm.
It's like, I don't hate you, I don't like you, and I've known way better men than you who have been hung from the walls, beheaded, or just left to die in the middle of a field, and you're the one who comes back to life. Like,
Mhm.
why?
And I'm, like, super shocked that he had a vision in the flames. Like,
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Well, of
I
all-
thought it was some like snarky remark. Like,
Oh, I thought it was going to be a
"Relax."
joke. His head was going to get pushed into the flame.
No.
Oh my god. I would, yeah. But
No
but
way.
he made a quip. He's like, of course, of all the people I'd fall into with, it's fucking fire worshippers.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, of all people to see something in the flames, someone who is deathly terrified of them.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
lucky he got
It's
as close
kinda
as he did.
Indiana Jones. Why did it have to be snakes?
Hmm. Why did it have to be
Yeah.
fire?
Yeah.
But he sees, he describes pretty much that ominous scene we had really back far in the beginning of the episode of the army of the dead, like, approaching the wall.
Yeah, now we know they're approaching the sea.
Eastwatch by the
forgetting.
Sea.
Huh?
Eastwatch by the Sea is the castle they're
Eastwatch, yes.
approaching.
I forget the names of the other castles.
Mhm. Technically, I
but
think
he's-
there's
they're-
17 or 19 of them.
Yeah. Well, the major ones. They're
Yeah.
like three pretty main ones.
Hmm. There's the Shadow Tower, Castle Black, and Eastwatch.
Eastwatch, yeah. Which is where John is sending Tormund and the wildlings to guard. Which, I'm afraid, if he's marching on, like, I need Tormund to be alive and continue to hit on Brienne. Like, that has to keep happening.
Todd
That's so
gets
cute.
he gets this shit, like, I mean, he's failing. He gets that free hit in, and she just kicks
Oh,
his
yeah.
shit in for it. Oh, you're
Yeah,
a lucky
she-
man.
You're a lucky.
Yeah, like, I don't even think he wants to have sex with her. I think he just wants her to beat the shit out of him.
He just
Please
admires
talk to
her.
me.
Some sort of physical
Yeah,
contact.
just a couple good punches.
Hmm.
Gives me life.
Get shot down.
Yeah. So the last bit I forgot to mention, this happened way at the beginning of the episode, and we're well past that. Mira winds up getting Bran back to Castle Black.
Yes.
Safety-ish.
50-ish.
Yeah.
Now the question is, how long before John finds out?
I mean, I'm sure he's sending a raven as we speak.
Mm.
Like, I see no reason why Bran would want to keep it from him at this point.
Exactly.
Because he has to know what Bran knows. That they're coming on Eastwatch.
Hmm.
Whether they're ready or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean,
Yeah, that was Bran's vision because we cut from them walking through the smoke to Bran's white eyes.
Mm-hmm. So, strong opening for a season. That's my 2 cents.
Yep. Yep.
Great catch up too.
Yeah, great catch up. It like a lot of times the catch up is a little slow and plotting. This was actually good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was right to
snappy.
the point. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I like
Well,
snappy.
Because a lot's to come.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Kind of very informative, gets everything out of the way so that in turn we can enjoy the rest of the season.
Get straight to the action.
Just get exactly.
Speaking of which, next episode is called Stormborn. A lot of Daenerys references here.
Yes.
And in keeping with their tradition of bullshit short synopses, this is what we got. Daenerys receives an unexpected visitor, Jon faces a revolt, and Tyrion plans the conquest of Westeros. And if you watch the little, preview, and I did 6 times because
You know.
I'm one of those guys.
yeah.
So, Dany's unexpected visitor is Ilaria Sand.
yeah, which one little like flash is her making out with it's the Theon's sister.
Yara.
Yara.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not sure what kind of revolt Jon's facing, but one of the Lords of the Vale, Royce, I think his name is, I forget. He's all like, "You can't trust a Targaryen." Like, "Grrr." Like, I'm
Oh, because
old and
he's not
set in my
putting
ways.
research- because he's not putting resources towards protecting them from Cersei?
No, he says you can't trust a Targaryen. So I'm guessing he wants to send messages to Dany like, "Hey, we need your dragon glass."
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
He wants to parlay with Dany. Oh,
Yeah.
right. I'm sorry, I thought you said Lannister. I don't know why I heard Lannister.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's researched some parts, but apparently they've shown footage of where they've been videotaping and the route of how Jon is going, and he'll make it down there. We just don't know when.
I
Down
believe
where?
it. Down to,
Dragonstone?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dragonstone. Okay.
he'll be down there, and we'll be seeing another friend down there too that he'll want to choke out, but he doesn't.
Well, I'm going to be believing that at some point somebody's going to figure out that Jon and Dany are related.
Well, Bran
Bran
knows.
knows.
I mean,
Yeah, Bran
Bran
knows it.
knows.
Now he's just got to convince people.
But if Bran can get to Winterfell,
Hmm.
which, cross your fingers, please get these kids back together. That'd be great.
So one other tidbit, if you pay, it's a quick flash of a scene.
Kitty.
Yeah, Arya runs into her wolf.
Good doggo.
Yeah.
That's going to either go
She's
really
alive.
well.
You know
Yeah,
what? I didn't see that. And there was like memes, and I was like, what?
yeah. Her wolf is growling at her at that point.
There
Which,
are memes of Nymeria already?
yeah,
It's the internet.
one of the things that like the show leaves out is that her connection to Nymeria is really strong in the books. She dreams that she's
Cool.
basically doing Bran's shit. Like she's dreaming Nymeria's like life at night. Seeing through her eyes and feeling what she's feeling and everything.
Well, as
Yeah.
far as we know, that's happened to all the Stark children.
We know, yeah, it's happened. It happened to
Arya
Jon.
especially.
It happens to Jon and Arya, but like, we're never
We don't
told
know
if it's
about
happened to the others because we've never had chapters written from their point of view.
Wait, Sansa's never had a chapter written from her point of view?
Yeah, her wolf has
her
been
dog's
dead.
dead. Never mind.
Yeah. Her dog died before we got it.
Lady
Yeah.
died way long ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
R.I.P. Lady.
Mm-hmm. Where the hell is Ghost? Like, they
Yeah,
don't
it's
show him
Only in the
enough.
castle, chewing on bones.
Yeah. They don't have the budget to show us him just chilling.
I'm guessing, the whole...
Well,
They're saving it for the dragons.
It's a big deal because they have to have a dog on set, and
yeah.
that's a lot of work for the dog to do
Mhm.
for very little, I guess output. If they just have him like sitting on the floor, you still have to train her on set. That's still
It probably
They-
takes a
it's a day of shooting with a dog who may not want to be shooting in the cold.
Mhm.
So
And the biggest, what do you call it? One of my favorite scenes from the little promo, another flash, is Littlefinger getting his shit choked out.
No.
I don't know. By a
know.
black gloved individual. So John might get really pissed at him, or something completely different.
Ooh,
Well, hopefully he works his way
Brienne.
out of it.
Or Brienne.
Nope, long shot,
Brienne.
Arya.
All black armor.
Or Arya.
Well, no, Brienne's armor is blue.
And Arya's nowhere. She's way south, heading towards
Heading
King's
south,
Landing.
Yeah.
No,
I
thought
mean,
it's-
This
and
could be an assassin that Cersei sent. I mean, Cersei does not like Baelish.
And weakening the Stark's tie to the Vale would
Yeah.
potentially be a good thing.
Yeah. Because then they'd have to deal with the boy and fucking... I don't know how anybody deals with that kid. She's like, I want to shoot things!
I mean, lots
Isn't
of
he already
wars.
Dead? Or couldn't he be already dead?
No, he's still alive.
No, but Littlefinger kind of sent him off to
Yeah.
Littlefinger
go be autistic
only...
somewhere else.
Yeah, he only has power while that kid's alive.
Yeah.
Annoying as
Mhm.
sin.
Lots of kids in charge of shit, but I mean, I guess war does that.
Yeah.
And your mother.
One child is superior child.
Mm-hmm.
Lyanna's the best. She's her and Brienne are like my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Brienne's badass. I do like her a lot.
Yeah, I love her.
Yes, she's great. She speaks her mind.
Alright, so, is anything else?
I love she walks up to Sansa and Baelish, and she just looks at Sansa. She's like, "You want us to break his legs?"
Like, she gives it... Yeah, she does give
You
that
good?
look, like... It's like, shall I kill him?
And then she's like, "Why is he here?"
Why is he still
Yeah.
here?
Why
Yeah.
is he here?
It's like, I'm sorry, Brienne, you're, like, that's very obvious why he's still there. You need his men.
Yeah, but he's a dick.
No, I love him. I'm so glad he's there.
You're the only one.
He sold. I'm
No.
sorry. He sold her to Ramsay.
I hate, like,
It's inexcusable.
I'm not, like, on the Littlefinger hate train. Like,
I'm the conductor of the.
I miss...
I like him.
I know, I miss him and Varys going at it, like, with their little,
I
like,
do.
innuendo-filled quips constantly.
That I do miss.
Where is he, by the way?
Varys is with Dany. He was
Varys is
standing...
with Danny.
He was
Yeah, we
standing
didn't
behind
see
her on the
much
boat.
of him, though.
Yeah.
Usually we see a little bit more of him conducting some kind of business.
Yeah, he's a.
Well,
He's
there's
a,
no
just sitting on a
business for
boat.
him to conduct yet. He did his job of going to Dorne and talking to the Sand Snakes.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
And
now...
Olenna.
And
yeah,
Olenna,
and
right.
Olenna. So now his job can begin.
She's the more important one.
Now he can gather info. Which is kind of his specialty.
Well, he's back home, so he's like,
Yeah.
he has all his little birds.
He
Yeah,
can
he's
reach
gonna
out
send
to
it
his
with
little
them.
birds again. Or find new ones.
Both, probably.
Both. Anyway, I think that's our show. This is a great opening episode.
so good.
Arya's on her way to being like... I, for the life of me, cannot predict how that's going to resolve itself. Like, Arya, like, with the rest of her family and stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. She's like, "I'm going to kill the queen," and they're all like stalling, and then they're like, "Ah, ha, 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 ha," and she's like, "Ha, ha, I'm not kidding."
Like, she laughs at them, but in her head, she's like, oh, I'm totally not kidding. I'm going to fucking kill her. I'm going to gut her like a
Yeah.
fish.
You have no idea what I've been through.
And if you stand in my way, so help me God, you're
I'll
dead
kill
in your
you
sleep.
too.
You know, she eyeballed
that's-
every weapon in that encampment. Like, is anybody armed?
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, and I think that's an important scene too, because she just got done murdering a bunch of dudes for their father's sins.
hmm
And now she sees all these soldiers, Cersei's soldiers,
Well,
who are just super cool dudes in the woods
But-
singing, who have families and make blueberry wine. It's like,
And Ed Sheeran.
now,
and Sheeran.
she...
Good old Ed.
No, you're saying she murdered all those people for the sins of their father. They all were willing participants.
You're
Most of
absolutely
those
right.
guys were at the Red Wedding killing people.
It's true.
So
You're absolutely right.
they're by no means innocent. Now, these people, these are a
but-
bunch of young soldiers. Well, yeah, they're working for Cersei or Jaime or the Lannister army. Really, they're just following orders. They're all like low grunts on the totem pole.
They probably don't even know what the big, why they're actually doing all
He
this.
said there was trouble with the phrase, "We're here to keep the peace."
Yeah.
Right.
And really, out of all the things they could be doing, like, that's not, I guess in Arya's head, good enough for her to kill them.
No, of course not.
They're not. They don't.
And they're
feel-
super nice dudes. Like
They're
the guy who makes the wine is my new favorite, like, super minor character. Like,
Yes, I know. He's so.
Yeah, they're
flirting
no
with
threat.
her.
None of their weapons are anywhere near them.
And they're all, like, really nice. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we have a rabbit to share amongst, like, the 8 of us. You are just some random shit who walked up on us. Have the rabbit. Like, you know, you get first pickings.
Arya very much sees only the negative sides of most people, mostly, and of course the Lannisters. So this was their attempt to humanize them in her eyes in some way, because, you know, and she does need to realize not everyone who serves Cersei is like her.
Right.
You know, some of them are just soldiers because they need the money to keep their families afloat and things like that. You know, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so I feel like in maybe this is the bigger long shot that she might not end up going to King's Landing. She may stop traveling south.
where do you think she'll go instead?
I hope she'll go home.
Who else is left on our list besides Cersei?
That's it. And she's not going to kill Cersei. I mean, it's not going to happen. She's not getting that one.
Yeah, it's probably
It's-
Jamie.
I have a feeling she's
She has
going
to
to
get past like Satchmo the Giant to
Satchmo.
Oh, forget about it.
okay.
I
The
see her
mountain.
getting.
Listen, no. We need a Hound mountain fight, and the Hound has to have like some magic. Like
Hound needs fire enchantments immediately.
exactly, it's gonna happen.
I see
will be real.
I see Arya getting really close.
Dragon just comes in.
Maybe.
But I mean, I know Arya's a main character, but like, I'm terrified we're going to have another Stark death this season.
I hope not.
Not even terrified. I'm actually like, I can't explain why. I'm sure of it.
I
Or
hope not.
we have a weird twist to it. She's about to kill Cersei, and instead Jaime takes care of it
Mm.
and just steals her thunder.
Or drives his.
Or
sword
she
blade.
fails to kill Cersei, and Cersei's
Yeah.
about to kill her, and then Jaime, you know,
Yeah.
does it then.
Or because technically the mountain's on her list.
The mountain is on her list, technically, yeah.
The Hound like kicks the shit out of the mountain, and then Arya comes up and kills him. Again,
I don't know.
super dead, double dead.
Twice dead.
I just
Kill
haven't,
that
you know,
zombie.
I see Arya getting really close and then revealing herself and just fumbling it for some reason.
Monologuing.
Monologuing.
They'll catch her monologuing.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a feeling that, I don't know why I keep thinking Arya's gonna, like, fuck up and die this season.
You know what though? That's how this show is. George R.R. Martin, he loves killing characters that we love. So it's like.
I mean, this isn't even him anymore. Well, he gave the guidelines,
Well,
so.
I think he has though a lot of. He had a lot of input with the writers. I think of the show. Because him and like 3 other people know the way it's supposed to end.
Yeah. I kind of, well, I at least hope that he wants to be surprised. You know, he told them where it's going to end,
Right.
and you know the books will meet back. They'll meet back up at the end. You know, just go separate ways to the same ending.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening so different now that it's like, it's gonna be 2 completely things ending in the same place.
And then a lot of offshoots
Mhm.
are coming. I think spin-offs.
They're planning a lot of prequel stuff.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because, I
Yeah.
mean, one thing, you know, George R.R. Martin did really well in the books is flesh out the history. They keep mentioning the same really big, important events over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That'd be cool.
hell, do something about Valyria. That'd be interesting. The one
Oh my
tidbit
God.
you get is that You know, there were 40 families in Valyria that had dragons, and the Targaryens were the shittiest of them. Like, they were at the bottom of the ladder. So it's like, okay, so there's 30-something other houses that were better at owning dragons than them? That's fucking interesting. But, I'm reaching here.
Exciting. I can't wait.
Me neither. But that's our show for now. We'll have to wait 5 more days to
Only.
see it. Only. Anyway, Chrissy, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest at Cleomoto.
John, where can they find you?
That cat.
You
And
can find me at no more on Twitter.
Pat and/or Michelle, where can they find both of you?
You can find us at this, thing over here on Twitter or in time and space.
Yeah, I'm only
Man,
on,
it's been a while.
it's been a long while.
It's been a while.
I'm only on one show with these guys. I missed them. You can find all. Wait. You can find me on Twitter at Thilidrin, and then rewinding. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at those places for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Farewell.
Oh my gosh, yes. We used to do a lot more. It just gets hard with work and everything.
Oh, I know.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And watching all the shows and then keeping up with every season. Like, what the hell?